Okay, so I was giving a golf lesson the other day to a mid-handicap golfer and he was hitting his irons terribly. He's called Brett, and if you want to see him, check him out on my channel. But one of the key things that I tried to get him to do was stop hitting behind the golf ball. It's quite a difficult thing to do if that's your bad shot, but I came up with a method that could really help him. It was a little bit of a strange tweak to his game, we could say, and he started striking the ball really, really well. So we'll get straight into it. Initially, what I see a lot when people do strike behind the ball is we all want to hit our irons a long way, don't we? But we also want to hit them nice and high. No one wants to hit an iron this low because we're not going to have control of it. It doesn't go as far as you want it to go. And as you can see, it often goes left or right because we're not in control of that club face. So generally what we'll see people do, instead of moving this way onto it, we'll see people who have a really nice backswing. Often the backswing is the hardest part of the golf swing to get yourself into a position to commence the downswing. But if you have a really good backswing and then hang back, you'll see there that I've got the ball nice and high, but it's still not gone as far as we wanted to. I actually struck that really, really well, and it's gone 90 yards. So how can we battle that? Because even if your hand-eye coordination does help you, like there, my hand-eye coordination has rescued me, and more often than not, it is going to rescue me more of the time. Now, Brett doesn't have that hand-eye coordination because he was never really picked first in PE at school. He was often last. But if you don't have the hand-eye coordination, this is the shot that you generally get. And I'll insert a shot on the first hole at Woolley Park Golf Club before the lesson where this happened exactly. And he blamed the mat. He said, well, that it wasn't sat very well on the winter mat, so that's why I've hit a bad shot. When realistically, it shouldn't really matter what your ball's sat on or how it's lying, as long as there's nothing behind it, because what do you think we hit first, guys? Do we hit the golf ball or do we hit the earth with an iron? Well, with anything really, you don't want to be hitting the earth first with anything. But it's of course the golf ball, and then we want to take a nice little kind of credit card style divot after, and that means we're going to compress the golf ball. We're going to have a little bit of forward shaft lean. We're going to deal off that club dynamically. We're of course going to hit better shots and get good at golf. But what I was finding was because he was hanging back and didn't have that kind of hand-eye coordination, it was very, very inconsistent. But when we said, right, well, let's not hang back, and this is a simple thing, but we're going to move on to something which I think is a little bit more quirky and could help you guys at home, he moved forwards. So he went good backswing to the back and then forwards. So we weren't hitting the ground behind the ball, we were getting ball first, but it was that kind of low strike that wasn't really going anywhere. Now, if we think about the dynamics of the body and how we actually want to move, the last thing we want to do is load up and have our pressure on the right side and then smash it on the left side here. Because as you can see, if I load up this way and we were to draw a line from my left foot up, essentially we want to move back onto that line and then move across. We don't want to cross that line here with our knee or our hip. This is something which, when we used kind of V1 coaching and GASP coaching and things like that, you can draw a line and you can show people really easily. But if you don't do that, so if you load up to top of the backswing here, you kind of straighten that right leg a little bit. From there, what I want to feel is a bump left, so a kind of little bump that way, but you'll see how it's not this, it's move that left hip back and forwards. So the left hip goes straight over your left heel for a right-handed golfer. From there, you're in a really good position to keep turning, get that handle forward and the hands forward, because the left hip is cleared out of the way. That means, yes, you've got your pressure forward, you've got your weight forward, yes, you've rotated nicely, and yes, you're going to hit small ball before big ball. So you're ticking all those boxes to strike your golf ball better, and essentially there, what we want to see you do with it is load up and then hit a really nice strike. You can see I've got a lovely finishing position. I'm in balance there. The ball's in play. It's exactly where I want it to go. It's gone 150 yards with an 8-iron. So again, we're ticking all those boxes. And all I'm doing there is a little tweak in how I commence my downswing, how I start that downswing. So load up to the top, feel like the right knee straightens a little bit. From here, a really good drill, if you have someone with you practicing, is load to the top and then feel like someone's pulling your back pocket back just a little bit at the start of the downswing, because from there, you can see how it puts me in a much better position to clear that body out, release the club through, and then you can start hitting better iron shots. You won't get picked last in PE like Brett, and you can get good at golf.